Josh Snow back with our final flood, right, in this marathon series. This one is the best, right? It's the best for last. Our sail, whatever you want to call it, concept is the single best flood kit. It happens the fastest. It attacks the most zones. Not great against man. So we can see up top, I'm going to show you 2x2, 3x1 nub, and then all the fun tags off of it that attack different coverages. Right, so a couple different options we can do with the routes at the bottom. I like the post still as the default number one, right? Number two on what I call sail, which is that inside stem corner. And there would be clips on here of like the fake crosser and come back out. The issue is that it just takes a little bit too long to attack the same spot, and I still want the over, like we've talked about in the past, attacking this void right here. So that is the optional part. Like a lot of times you see dig concepts. The issue is the ball never ever gets thrown to the dig. I don't think the ball is going to the over, but there's a chance it gets there. All right, so we might as well increase this play's efficiency by bringing the over to it and keeping all the backside rules the same. Quarterback-wise, we're thinking, so I have the post. This is your quote-unquote your alert, which to me is a pre-snap thing. It's not post-snap either. It's tight quarters, right? So I'm adding in the post in, so that takes out the over. So it'd be post to sail to whatever your check down option is. If it's anything but tight quarters, I'm going sail to the over to whatever my check down option is. Now, why I have this drawn with a shoot return is because the same thing I talked about in other videos, right? I need these two spots occupied because I have two overthrows, two deeper throws going to the same spots, right? I want to high-low this area. If I can have one guy do both, kind of like the flood pivot idea, right, where he goes inside first and out, let's have one guy do both because then I can nub it up backside and protect it, whatever I want to do. So that's what the shoot return does, right? So it attacks the flat first because that's what happens first with the sail. It attacks the flat. You're going to sell the shoot. I don't know what this landmark is. I have to play with it. You're going to sell the shoot up to a point, and then we're returning back. And now you're going to serve as the under portion for the over coming that way. So I hope that all makes sense. Looking up top, the coverages, not great against man, right? You're hoping basically this will win. This sail route is not very good against man coverage. There are some good clips, right? It really helps you kind of sell the cross a little bit more and come out flatter, but not what I want. But against zones, I really like this high-low aspect. Okay, and obviously quarters, we have our post shot. If they're outside leverage, inside leverage, this number would change, okay, and so on and so forth. Two man's always kind of a bitch to attack. This sort of helps you. Ignore the stubby one. This one sort of helps you in two-man, right? Because it's an outbreaking route. We can clear out the deep safety, all that fun stuff. So those are the grades for 2x2, and then we'll go at 3x1, what changes, and all that kind of fun stuff. So looking at the actual film, right? Just looking at the alert portion of this play, right? We obviously get tight quarters. The post is in. I'm going post to sail the check down option. I would not recommend, I don't know if he's in protection or what he's doing, right? But the shoot return has to come out faster. We have to get this flat area defender threatened first, and then we can return in, and we can't check release and then run the shoot. Not sure if he's chipping or if he's confused or what's going on with the back, but we can see our landmarks being hit everywhere else. All right, so good look at the sail route inside stemming. You have to go inside any sort of alley defender and then run the corner running out of bounds at about 25 yards. So all that stays the same. And then we're bringing over right behind it. Better clips of that on other plays. Same thing, tight quarters. This is more how I want it run. This is a really good look. Inside stem, run the corner. Obviously with a big post by one. And then two, I have to play with it on a college field. He's going to run that shoot to a point, and then he's coming back underneath on the return, right? Because instead of this dig that never, ever, ever gets thrown, let's bring the over right behind it, right? So we have something bringing out bounds here and something about here behind it all, right? So we're clearing at the top, and we're putting all these pieces where we need them. True floods. This is just a hellacious throw and catch. Man, these guys are good. Against man free, so the reason I like these floods so much is because, like I said, there'll be better examples later. We can nub up a side, right? Because I only need three elements to make this play good, right? So I can then max protect and max protect with 7 people somehow. That's not what they're doing here, but that's why this play to me is the best. Is I only need 3 elements to really make this thing go, and the ball is out fast. Against man free, not what we want. Really tough to win this, right? This will just be a clear out, trying to take two. This route has to win against man. I don't like plays where one route has to win and we're not picking for him. Okay, but a freaking fantastic route against man free. You want to sell the crosser a little bit more, the over route we run so much, and then we're breaking out flat. So it's not so much a corner as a, what we call it at UNC, a split route. So sell the over, touch the tackle box at about 10 yards, and then we're coming back out of that, which will be now a flatter angle and man free. So not what you want against man can work if you change the actual route. Helps if you have Brandon Ayuk running it as well. Same thing here with the tight end. Not what we want. Good job selling the over though and coming back out flat. Really bad look at the post here. We need this post to be super vertical, 40 yards on the hash is the splash spot, and we'll have the over coming right behind it. So a good 7-man pro play. All these routes I draw up with all eligibles getting out, just to show you if everybody gets out what happens. A lot of these can be max pro though. So 3x1, we're just making a hash call, H to shoot, whatever you want to call it. It could be automatic for you in 3x1. He's not going to shoot return because it's going to take too long to get it out there. You can probably chip, shoot it, possibly. I'm not sure if you can get out fast enough. Something to play with. But everything else remains the same. And the back is our normal city rules. Okay, so we get show, and then he's bursting back out, right? Because he will be now underneath the over, and we have the shoot underneath the sail route. All the same, basically. Same thing. We don't like this in a tight coverage. Don't like this in a tight coverage. We're depending on this route to win and then this route to win. But the over is a bonus, right? I'm not depending on. I never want, even in the other things, I don't want to depend on an over to win. It just takes a long time to get there. Trying to win with the front side concept first. So same thing like I talked about, right? The goal is to get to a spot where I just call city right. And then based off where they're showing, I call Tampa, Dallas, Raleigh, Philly, whatever it is that week. And these two guys are attacking the coverages. These pieces are all just bonuses, right? But I really want to win play side first and not depend on the over that takes 3 seconds to get there. Quarterback remains the same. Good look here at the fake over route variation. I would choose one or the other, right? You don't need both. Like I know the NFL systems carry like both. They attack the same thing. Make it one the same. If it's man, play it more like this. If it's zone, just run the corner. Once again, this is how we did it at UNC. But a good look at the fake over. Touch the tackle box at 10 or so. It probably won't get there, but then come back out flat. So one quick look at that, because it's all kind of the same mechanics. Can dress up with our protections. And then in trips removed, right? So this could be no, but 3x1 removed. I just want the return route coming from number 2. Right? So however you need to call it, tag it, whatever, those are the base rules. So 3x1 Y off. He can't run the return because he's too far inside. Just run the shoot. If it's trips removed, have number 2 run the return route, right? Same thing. He'll be the flat underneath and then late as the over underneath. See up top, it's kind of all the same. Now we start really kind of liking this stuff gets stubby, depending on how the nickel plays, right? If the nickel's going to sail it, not as much, right? This guy's usually pretty good at playing sail technique and getting underneath everything. But if he's going to play more like a true man on 2, we can keep him down, and then we can win just on 3 off that safety. Obviously, quarters and cover 3 world, we love it. Cover 2 world, the reason I don't like it as much in the cover 2 world, even though we're high-lowing a flat guy, the issue is this corner. This corner is really good, especially the field. This corner is really good at playing both, right? So it's not, you end up throwing the underneath portion a lot for like 5 yards. Not the end of the world, but not what we're game planning for. One look at this. Same thing, just imagine the over now attacking that area instead of the dig. Do not like it as much with not having speed at 1. It gets really crowded. I think the corner, if he sees it, can fall off. Don't love it this way. I think this stuff is great from tight. We get to have a pylon number 1. My favorite zone play. We're about to go over that. Do not like the post from one when these three guys are tight, or when the sail and the post are really close together. It's easy to exchange it off. Like that is a tight. That is hard for the quarterback to see if the corner is going to fall off or not. Not how I would run it, but a good look at number two's route and how it affects the coverages. So the single best zone play that I've come across, right? If I'm getting pure zone, this is what I want. Okay, so it is automatic for me that if I call Tampa or flood or whatever, sail from tight split, right? Like I just said, with tight between 1 and 2, or the post runner is in a tight split. God, I butchered that. The post runner is tight. He's running a pylon and no longer a post. Okay, pylon, I'm 15 yards. It's short there. Got to fire my GA again. 15 yards, I'm running to the back pylon. Like I said, this is the single best. You're building 3 layers. Like, imagine this thing more out here. You're building 3 layers that's really hard for the defense to cover, right? So this play absolutely sucks against man. The worst man play, the best zone play. So this is like when I'm building my double calls every week, this is going to be the zone one. And then if it's man, we're just going to play around with whatever my favorite pick is, right? But this thing is fantastic. So ignore this, right? So it's automatic converts. But we can see up top, it's actually one of the things that's good against like the 5 world, right? Because we're just running away from leverages. We can see the grades against all the zones, right? How good they are. And like that's, I think, the lowest average I have. Sucks against tight coverage, sucks against tight coverage, the best zone thing. And I'll show you, you can very easily now dash to this and give your offensive line a smoke break on that play. So just fantastic clips of this. Quarterback is always going top down here. The pylon is always activated as number 1. So top down 1, 2 to 3. We're building 3 layers. It's hard for the defense then to get 3 layers out there. This is a good look going back. I'm not talking about this a ton, but like the pylons coming across the field. If you ever get the defense in zone, and these 2 guys are leveled, we win, right? I can put 2 guys that way. I can put 2 guys that way. I can put 2 guys this way, right? I have all 4 options, right? If I have 2 guys on the same level defensively, in this sort of concept, I win, right? Because now I'm playing, off the leverages, right? They can both go one way. We're playing 2-on-1 either way, and we win, right? So something to look at when you're game playing. The best zone play in the world, as of now. Same thing, I had a bunch, same rules. Why do I like it? You can quick snap it, you can 7-man it, or you can full slide it. The best like single protection to pick up the shit. And now I can kill a side of the field and the quarterback's only looking here. That's why it works so well. Backside is not needed at all here, right? I don't need the over element, don't need any of that stuff. I have my 3 guys creating what I need. I win. Same thing here, right? We get the 2 deep guys on the same level, I win. Whatever I want to do, right? I'm just going to play off those leverages. Hellacious catch. Same thing at 2x2. Love it at 2x2. You'd want the ball to go to the pylon here, obviously, right? Corner sits on the sail route. If we're reading this thing top down, ball is going to the pylon. And this is one that you could probably just run the shoot on. You don't need the return if you're going to nub it up, especially. But just keep rules the same if you want to. Ball's never going to go the over here. Same thing, 2x2. We are going to get the back involved as a shoot. Not my favorite, right? I never wanted to pin on a protector to make the concept good, but this is how they're doing it. Corner plays high. We're throwing the sail. Once again, we're just building 3 layers out there. Really, really difficult for the defense to get 3 layers because we're probably going to outflank them, right? It's a little bit easier when the 3 layers are coming from across the field, like post crosser. That's a little bit easier because then we can build layers of linebackers. It's hard when 2 of those. it's hard when two of those pieces are already outside of the defense, right? We're already outside the guy who could build a third layer. We just need this guy to get outside. Tight end, same rules. Right now, the sail route from that tight will just be a corner. So we have a pylon, we have a corner, we have a flat. Back here, we're taking a smoke break, perfectly fine. I don't need these guys. So it's a good like play off, right? If you're like the Bryles world. If you want to stay split, I would just nub it up, right? And 7-man pro it, and now we can attack. All right, so there's a million of those. One more. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Same thing, 7-man full slide. Love the 7-man full slide. If we're going to block the D end, right, we're getting 2 back there, and we're building our layers. I see the best zone throw in the world. And then same thing, so Dora and Dolly is just dash, right? It's a great dash concept. I've talked about this a lot in the past, so not going to be dead horse. Same thing though, gives the O-line a smoke break. You can cop it or run the pylon. Yeah, we win. We win. So this would be in every week. Looking at Dash Pro some more right now, like what are the issues? Obviously, you have some issues here, but that'll be the next little study coming up is how to help the offensive line. Push the ball down the field, all these things, right? Chips, dashes, 7-man pros, all that kind of stuff. And the same thing on naked. That's why I kind of railed on nakeds a while back. I get the naked aspect. I just hate the routes, right? The routes are just like throwing sliders. Well, I can do that stuff off runs. Throwing sliders and these quick outs and stuff. That's just a lot of work to do that. I can do that for RPOs. This is the world. If you want to do the keepers, like this makes much more sense to me. We're pushing the ball down the field. We're getting outside of it. I'm all for this version of keepers. It's like the unproductive short throw keepers are not my jam. Right, and the stats would support that. All right, so some of the cool trips variations, same thing. Just imagine the X back here. We can double chip it, which I think I have one of those coming up, right? So double chip's great with this stuff. Put the running back like 4x1. Put the running back an off tight end, and he can chip the D in and get out. But some really fun like trips things. You could have either way, right? So one could be on the three on the post, 2 on the sail, or 2 on the post, 3 on the sail. The only time that let's see if I have it drawn up. I think the only time that this one is better. Oh, that's not true. Just ignore this. Ignore what I was about to say. This one's always better, right? So there's like a man variation that helps, but this one is always better. So if you're gonna run either of the two, run this one. This one grades out really, really well across the board. Same thing, no right tight coverage. We don't love, but it is a stubby beater. You have both aspects working for you, right? You have 2 on the post, and we have 3 running away from the safety. So absolute stubby beater here. And they have this variation too. Not as good. If you run 1 or if you run 3 on like a pylon, it helps you a little bit versus man. But this post doesn't really help you in anything. 3 on the sail here, 1 and 2. So you get your double post, you get your sail, you get all aspects. Yeah, pretty good, right? So it has all your zone answers, all that fun stuff. Has your stubby beaters. Like it backside, right? So this is kind of like my jam, right? I don't need the over. The over's bonus. I'd much rather chip on a lot of this stuff. And hopefully I have that Rams one. They have a Rams one where they double chip it, which is great too. Hopefully they get their chip here. Same thing. Right, getting their chip back here with the nub. Perfect. This is 3 on the post or 3 on the pylon, 2 on the sail. Right, I would like this more if I have post sail. Just more clear out, more distance from the corner, right? Because getting the sail to sit, if the corner is going to bail like this, I'd rather have 3 run it. I'd rather have more distance between the sail runner and the corner falling off than this type relationship. Okay, but they make it work. This guy's really good at sitting in zones. Not something I don't want to do with my high school guys or even a college guy. That's a great job by the guard. taking the hit off the quarterback. So this is the double chip stuff I was talking about. This is how I would do it. Right, we're chipping both edges, and now however you want to do it. They have 2 on the sail and 3 on the crosser. Obviously, I'm promoting this one a little bit more, but the protection is exactly how I'd run a lot of these things. So if you didn't want to pass protect it, this is a great option as well. As it ends up, we're just keep beating the same things over and over. The one that, so I'm going to show you another stubby beater that is pretty common. This is the one kind of combining different aspects of things we talked about, is have our best receiver here. Right, so this thing grades out really well. We have our cover 1, right? We like our storm to sail. If it's stubby, we obviously love this situation because it'll end up being the same thing I just showed, post, right, to sail route, all that kind of stuff. So something we kind of did, and I'll show you some variations of it. So end up looking something very similar to this, right? If we just call the storm route, you probably give a little bit more something at the top. Just fast forward randomly. I don't know what's doing this. It's just going fast forward randomly, but we kind of see the pieces we're creating, right? So same thing we just talked about. Just have number 2 run more of a storm route, so he has a little bit better man answer. Kind of like we did here, right? You can see we nubbed it up, 7-man pro'd it, beautiful. So this is actually a storm by number 2. So just imagine the same thing. Whatever our low elements could be here, and now 3 can come right behind it. 2 is running storm, right? So I have my man answer. That's always my second look. And I also have my stubby beater there as well. This was probably some sort of double call against stubby. If it was anything but stubby this week, we're probably running, we're running counter. Right, so this is attached counter that way. We're running counter against everything. GT counter against everything except stubby. If we got stubby, which is essentially 0 for these guys, we're taking our one-on-one shot there. Another variation. So this is more, this is like scissors stubby-ish. This is a good way to do it as well. Right, have number 1 on a hitch. 2, like miss the snap count by a bit and run the post behind the corner. Right, so just another flood variation that attacks stubby. 3 here sits. I don't know if he's reading it or he's always running the curl, which is fine if he's always running the curl, right? Because now I get my stubby beater, but what's the most common thing if teams show stubby? They're going to spin to 3, right? So they end up playing cover 3. We end up getting a curl flat and out right here. All right, so it's a good idea to do this as well. So you just choose one of these kind of stubby attackers, work it all week, have a game plan, right? And if they're show stubby, we're in it. If they're anything else, we'll probably check into a different play. Right, let's attack some coverage. It's not just call plays. Last one, okay, the just kind of looking into more like dash packages. I think this stuff's great. This is more just a pick 3rd and 4 play. I think it kind of plays off of flood. It's not the exact same thing, but it's close enough for me just to call it and call it pick. So I'll just have either way, right? You can have number 1 who becomes 1 on the pylon, 2 on a kind of like a pick corner, and 3 on the shoot. All right, so a good 3rd and, what are they? Yeah, 3rd and 3 play, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. Good little man play, convert, move the chains, easy. Same thing here, right? So from splits, 1 on a post, he's never in it. 2 on a pick corner, 3 on a kind of delay, what do we call it, stall out here. Get the pick done for you and run the shoot, right? So a pretty common thing, but just kind of plays off of flood. So a lot of options, a lot of different things there, threw a lot out you. This is absolutely must carry. A lot of things I have shown so far, maybe not necessarily I'm like hammering the table to carry. This play is an absolute must to carry with all the tags, all the fun stuff off of it.